الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a video I've recorded to help you be familiar with the process of being a convert coach or a new Muslim success champion. Whether you're trying to do it on your own as a self-learning thing or you want to make it part of, become a part of our team. So I'll walk you through it. This is going to be the main document. Look, you have a table of contents on the top that can help you navigate it, because this will be something that you will be using as you're training yourself, as well as an ongoing resource for you as you help a new Muslim mentor a new Muslim or coach a new Muslim. So for easy navigation, you can also have these things on the side, as you can see, that you can use for easy navigation. You can also use this table of index, or you can simply press Control F or select Find from the menu, and then you can search for whatever you're interested in. If you're not seeing the side panel for navigation, this side panel, you can go in View, and you can turn it on or off. So here it's disappeared. If you go on View again, and you click on Show Document Outline, then you can see that. Okay. All right. So let's begin. So this is, and again, this video is also linked in this document. The shortcut to access the document is here, which is probably what you got access to, and then this is how you got to the document, right? Okay. So what is this team about? If you're going to be joining the team, it's important for you to understand that. Basically, our focus is to help a person who has taken Shahada or shown interest into Islam to actually become a practicing Muslim, to actually start practicing. That requires us to do dawah, which means to help them increase the priority and importance of Islam in their life. It's usually not something that they're focused about, so we have to work with them and increase their intention, their motivation to practice Islam. The next thing is follow-ups. So we have to reach out to them and make sure that there is some sort of work that's happening. There's progress that's happening. A lot of people think it's about teaching. It's not about teaching. Teaching is just one component of it. You can even delegate teaching. You can make sure the person is going to a class or taking online classes, or you can teach them themselves. But it's more about dawah, follow-up, coaching them, setting goals, help them set goals, following up, holding them accountable, empowering them, teaching them, where the resources are, whether it be, worldly resources, social resources, therapy resources, financial resources, or learning the deen resources, connecting them with people in the community, and so on and so forth. As part of the team culture, it's very important to understand that you yourself are first. So don't lose your own deen trying to help somebody else. So we make a importance in our team that you are committed to your own learning, your own seeking knowledge, good company, and setting your own goals, and focusing on your own relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost. If you're committing to it, it's important that you need to be able to see some time in your calendar that you're blocking for this work, even if it's 45 minutes or 1 hour every week. So that should go into this thing. A lot of people come in, they say, oh yeah, I want to volunteer. Then they sign up for 10 other projects. Every time something hyped up comes in the community, they're on that. And then they're saying, oh, I can't find time. Well, time is limited. So you need to be aware that, hey, you know what, if you have time, if you just want to learn, take a look at the content, then decide, that's fine too. But if you're committing, then you will be accountable for that 1 hour and 40 or 45 minutes, whatever it is, to see what you're doing for the team. Okay, next thing is we are focused on impact and mission, right? So it's not just about being busy and doing stuff, but rather, okay, what is the impact of that thing that we're doing? We just don't want to get busy for the sake of being busy, but rather be impact oriented and mission oriented. Integrity and respect, right? So if you're committing to something, if there's a meeting, we want people to show up on time. We want people to obey. We want people to take this seriously and respect others and time of others, and so on and so forth. Just the basic things, but sometimes you see not well done in many volunteer teams. So we definitely want to change that. Okay, so now as you're doing your training, we highly encourage that you add a comment. I'll show you in a bit. As you complete a module, you add a comment in this document showing that you have completed that work. Okay, I recommend that you take your own notes, because look, these are ideas, these are techniques. And I know some people say, oh, this is a lot of work, it's a big document. Well, you're dealing with individuals. There's so many different situations, so many different scenarios that can happen. I don't want you to be overwhelmed but you can take some training every week. 30 minutes of training and learning is not bad. And this is something that will help you in your own individual life as well, as you're dealing with family members, as you're dealing with youngsters, to have access to these different resources and these different things that can come up. So that's why, there's a lot of different scenarios. It's not like 1, 2, 3, everybody's different. So it's good for you to know what resources are available to you. Okay, so as you watch a video or training, try to think about what it's teaching you. What is the new idea that you're learning? What is the new resource that you're learning? Have your own notes. Think about it. Internalize that idea, that concept, because it's not about just memorizing things, but rather understanding a concept, understanding an idea, and where you would use it, in what scenario you would use it, and what scenario it can become beneficial to you. We recommend, if you can find a partner within the team or someone in your family or friend circle, that as you learn a technique, a topic, you teach it to them or you discuss that idea with them. That would really help you develop and internalize that idea. Okay, so learning should be happening every week before you start mentoring people. The first few weeks you will be just spending in learning. When you start mentoring people, continue to learning, catch up on the advanced training, catch up on the advanced resources that we have. Expect at least 3 to 5 hours of basic learning that you would be doing before you would be given a mentor, a mentee in general to mentor with. Okay, if you're joining the team, please fill out the form. Once you've done this sort of training, then you'll have a quick interview and then you will be onboarded on the team. Now, when it comes to weekly updates, we expect people to do a weekly update. I mean, people who have been working at different corporations know that this is quite common in the workplace. So likewise, you can do a weekly update about what you did this week in terms of your training, in terms of following up, and so on and so forth. It's a very easy thing. You can do it anytime. They would have a deadline for the week. So right now we have it Saturday midnight. Everybody should update by Saturday midnight. So you can find a time that works for you and update it, right? So let's say if you're booked Tuesday night for this work, do your work on Tuesday night and then boom, send an update on the WhatsApp group. Okay, here's a template that you can use for your weekly updates. And this way we don't need to have a weekly meeting, right? Everybody can do their work and update. But remember, this is the type of thing that you are doing individually most of the time. It's not like group work, like an event management or a street dawah or something, because you have to be accountable. You have to find your own time and be able to do that. So make sure that you understand this sort of culture and see if this is something that that fits your lifestyle. So in the basic time when you're just doing your learning, you will just put your name, what modules you have completed this week, and what did you do for your Islamic education. We expect every volunteer to at least spend 30 minutes in Islamic education so that their own education is also growing. Like when I say Islamic education, I'm not saying debates and this type of stuff, but rather a study of Quran, Hadith, or a classical Islamic book or something that would help you learn about the deen and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, once you've completed the training and you're mentoring people, then your updates would look like this. Your name, follow-ups, like a one-liner. If you followed up with them, what's going on with them. If you made any attempts to find your own mentees, right? So that's something else that you can do. Rather than just waiting for us to give you mentees, you can also find it. And that's something that we will talk about in the training. And then you will say, okay, what did you do on your Islamic education? Done. Okay, so now we are going into the training content, the things that are available for you to train. And this is something that's mandatory for this team. Even if you're an iERA volunteer and if you have taken other training, that's great. But I expect you to go through this training as well. And that should be part of your commitment. Initially you will be spending your committed time to this team in learning. So first thing, this is going to be a quick dawah training with some quick question and answers, some quick ideas, some quick techniques to share the message of Islam. After that, it's very important for us to actually be able to understand what is Islamic worldview. This will come in when you're talking to non-Muslims. This was something that you will have to remind the new Muslims again and again as well. Then again, helping someone become a high-value person, but still be confident about their faith. So these are key things that I want you to take first. After that, you should be able to describe, and answer these questions and explain it to anybody who's asking you these things. I've also, prepared a slide deck that you can customize. And if you want to ever present to a non-Muslim or a new Muslim, you should be able to use that and present Islam. Okay. So now we will go into basically the new Muslim success coach training. Okay. So all the slides will be available from this link. And note that the document, the video is recorded now in sometime in June 2020, but this document may have gone through updates. So if I update any of the trainings, the links on this document would get updated, okay? But this is what it exists at the time of recording. The slides are available at this link, and then you have these basic 5 modules, okay? And this is an overview that it's a very good thing to be aware of, that you would come across when you're discussing things with new Muslims, and we have seen that come, often. Again, every new Muslim is different, so you don't know what you would be using, but it's good to have all these tools, inshallah. Okay, this is an example of how I would do my weekly follow-ups with the new Muslims. Okay, so this is going to be your basic training. After that, I've prepared a big document. Okay, this document has a lot of different things that new Muslims have asked me over the years. So if you click on it, you can find any questions. You can find different books and different. You don't have to read the whole document. This is going to be as a reference document. The way you would use that is you would hit Control F, and you may say Salah, right? Or you may say books. You may say depression, whatever, different things like that. So this is like a massive resource for that. Okay, we also use a system called HubSpot, in which we do our weekly updates as well for historical purposes. And you can also use this to kind of see, the people that you're mentoring, how they're developing, how their growth is happening. So this is something that we would be using. So once you have completed all the above training, then you take a look at this HubSpot training. So after that, we are ready with the basic training and the basic tools. Now, as you start mentoring them, this section, Convert Coaching Resources, that would help you with things that you need. So for example, how to teach them Salah PDF, apps, New Muslim Academy, common questions, all those type of things you would find in this folder. So if you go in this folder, you would find, for example, different documents, like, how do you welcome someone? Let me rename that. Okay. This is like dawah document, dawah related things. If somebody asks you about it, prayer demo apps and things like that. And there may be other documents that may get added here. But this is going to be your tool set, your toolkit as you coach them. So it's important to familiarize yourself with what's in that. This is a summary video I've made about walking you through the resources that you've got. This is a quick video on how to use transliteration to teach them on how to pray. And this is our, approach, the 3 pillars of success approach that you may have come across, motivating them, teaching them the how-tos, and setting goals with them. I know this is a lot, but this is how it will basically become, as you practice that, it will come in all together. If you want to study some basic deen, aqidah, basic things with them, you can use this drive. It has PDFs, and you can actually, either give it to them or read with them or assign some reading to them, and then you can discuss it with them. It would depend on the person that you're mentoring. Okay, marriage often comes up. So if it comes up, then here's a document that kind of describes the role of a wali, common mistakes, not to rush into it, different things to check, and so on and so forth. Now, even when you've started mentoring, it's important to continue your learning, okay? Oh, sorry. So this is like, if you see a person asking too many questions and having more time to learn, encourage them to sign up for structured studies. So here are 3 websites, online learning platform that they can use depending on what they like. If financial resources is an issue, we can always get them, scholarships. So either we can work with them in the university to get them a scholarship, or they can directly reach out to them and get scholarship. Sometimes, just find the local classes that are happening around them, send them to those classes, ask them, are you going? What kind of class would you like to go? Now, this is something obviously for people who are really, really serious. Most people don't get to this stage, but it's something to be aware of, that look, if your convert is interested into it, let's raise the bar for them and let's help them go further. Now, this is additional training for you. Okay, in terms of personal development, how to work with them, emotional awareness and emotional stability, and so on and so forth. So these are extra resources for you as you mentor. It's important to be aware of different resources, to brush up on things, and so on and so forth. Now, here's what I wanted you to mention earlier. Look, as you're covering this training, right? So let's say if you start with this training, okay, you complete this module, you can highlight this area, this thing comes up, add a comment, right? So you can say, done. Boom. So when you add that, it will become, look, I have completed it at this time. Next week, or as you complete this, highlight that, add a comment, done. Okay, so this is how you can do that. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial. I know there's a lot of work here, but this would only make you better and empower you to do your work better. And remember, the time you're spending in brushing up your skills is part of dawah, is part of worship. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.